Working from home can feel sad and isolating, and sometimes even unmotivating, especially if you don't have other people around. So today, I decided to get out of my habit of staying home and try to work at other places. We will be going to 3 different coffee shops and rating them on comfort, commute, and internet, also known as CCI. Let's head to our first spot. So our first stop is Kala Coffee Shop. This giant building behind me, that is the first coffee shop that we're going to. This place is literally massive. It had a total of 2 floors where the bottom is more of like a social spot and the top is a quiet work spot. This is the chair where I decided to park myself in to work for the next 6 to 8 hours. I got their matcha, which was pretty good and also helped me lock in. I was able to lock in, but I was snacking so heavily like a mouse the entire time, I literally couldn't stop. I was able to focus for a total of 7 hours here. I accidentally let my matcha sit there the entire time too though. I was so locked, I didn't even finish my matcha. I don't want it anymore. For comfort, actually probably one of the most comfiest coffee shops I've ever been in. Like the chair that I was sitting in was like a rock back and forth kind of chair. So you know me with ADHD was like rocking that entire time. I was probably able to sit in that chair for like a good like 6 hours. Comfort, I'd probably give it like a 9.9 out of 10. The only reason I wouldn't give it a 10 is because there wasn't like private seating, but it literally was so consolidated. Like a lot of other work from home workers were sitting up there doing work as well. Next up is Commute. It was a little farther than I was anticipating driving, but that's because my hometown doesn't have a lot of coffee shops. But for this coffee shop, definitely worth it. I'd give it like a 7 out of 10 just because it was a little farther than I like wanted it to be. They also had a free parking lot with unlimited spaces just because it was connected to a gym and a church. Last stop is internet. So I had to join my first meeting with my camera off and my hotspot on just because my internet was so bad because I didn't ask for it. After my first meeting, I ran down and they did have their own internet and it performed like perfectly. I had no issues the entire time that I was working on my job in there. I'd say the internet 10 out of 10. I also made it to the gym on time and had a full workout. Let's go to our next one. The next day I was running extremely late, so I was ferociously eating my breakfast. I then said goodbye to my dog. I found parking, but it was very limited and small, and I had to wait for someone to pull out so I didn't have to pay for parking. Good news though, the place is super close to my house, which is great. It's quite windy out here and very sunny. Right behind me is mile 42, one of the closest coffee shops that I can commute to from my house. It is rated 4.8 out of 5 stars, but there's a catch. Every day they close at 3 p.m. sharp, which statistically means I cannot have a full work day here. It's so windy. But the silver lining is, as soon as mile 42 closes at 3 p.m., there is a farmer's market that opens at 3 p.m. right next door. So, will a short commute and a 4.8 star pastry make up for my short work day? I guess we'll have to see. This place was super cute, and once again, I was able to sit on a nice leather couch, which I love. I got a black coffee here, and I'm still getting used to drinking black coffee because it's better for you. Anyways, I was able to concentrate here somewhat, but as you can hear, it was super loud the entire time since it's more of a social coffee shop and not a working one. Trip successful. In Ultimatum, I was actually able to get all of my work done, which was really nice. Now, it is time for the farmer's market. It is still so windy and I still have this much of my coffee. This seems to be a trend with me. I should probably stop buying coffee. After I finished working, I headed over to the farmer's market with the coffee I didn't drink once again, and there were a lot of really cute local businesses that I got to see, and I spent a little too much money, but I got a really delicious lemonade out of it. I got a little excited at the farmer's market. Got this delicious watermelon lemonade. Look how big this thing is. Delicious. Overall, for our CCI Comfort Commute Internet, I'd say comfort was like pretty comfortable. Again, I got to sit in a giant sofa again. I love doing my work in a sofa. It was super comfy to sit in, but the only thing is, it is a super loud and busy coffee shop. So there were constantly people moving around and talking, and at one point, some guy sat directly next to me. which was a little too close for Comfort, but it's okay. Comfort, I would give it a 7 out of 10. Commute, super easy, like super close to my house, so that really wasn't a problem at all. The only thing I will say is parking can get a bit tricky down here, only because half of it is apartment parking, half of it is paid parking, half of it is a kayak place parking. On Tuesdays, they reserve half of the entire lot for the farmers market. Luckily, I found a spot pretty early on back here. It's free parking Monday through Fridays from 7 a.m. to 5, so that was really clutch. Commute, I'm gonna give also a 7 out of 10. Like, it's super close to my house, but parking can also be a bit tricky. The internet was super easy. Like, they had the Wi-Fi out. I asked because I couldn't see it. I was able to get all my work done with no internet problems whatsoever. I even FaceTimed my sister to talk about a Roth IRA, so it was great. Internet, I'm gonna give a 10 out of 10. I had no problems, no connectivity issues. Overall, I'd say it is a 8 out of 10. There's a train behind me. Is that loud and distracting at all? Just like I thought, I made it in time for the gym and I got an entire workout done. I will be going to mile 42 next time. Did you find me? That was kind of awkward and embarrassing. Today we're at Jours. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it is French. Oui, oui. I don't know any French. I've actually never been here before, but it has a 4.2 star rating. The area around it is really cute, and I'm excited to check it out. It's a French Asian bakery known for its pastries. I want to take a look inside and figure out if it's actually a good spot to sit down and get some of my remote work done. So let's head inside, shall we? At first glance, this place is literally so beautiful, cute, and clean, and I loved it right off the bat. They also had so many yummy drink options, so I, of course, had to get the Tiramisu matcha latte. Dude, look at this place. I have to look around. They have these little trays. You can, like, pick out your own, like, sweet treat. All of these sweet treats, I'm gonna lose my mind. It seemed that the sweet treats they had actually never ended. I eventually made my decision to grab a tray, of course, for the full experience. And I opted for a mushroom, onion, and cheese pastry. It was now time to try these delicious treats. And oh my goodness, I don't think I've ever tasted anything this delicious with mushrooms on it in my entire life. It's just so pretty in here. Then I tried the drink, and it was literally like I was drinking a straight dessert, even though I technically just ate one. These were some of the most yummy and delicious things I've ever tried in Ohio. They also had the free internet posted right on the wall, which was nice. This little corner is where I decided to sit, and I was finally ready to lock in. Now we're gonna see how long I can do work here, but I think I could be able to stay here for a long time, just because I have my own corner. It's great music and a great atmosphere. And I was able to concentrate since I was tucked into a little corner. So I was listening to some good rock music and getting a good amount of work done. That is probably one of the best places that I have gone. I'm going to rate that an 8 out of 10, only because it started to get a little busy and crowded and a little loud in there. But other than that, it was fantastic. The food was great. The drinks were great. Beautiful. Beautiful place too. And I also made it to the gym with time to spare. So looking back at the CCI scores for all 3 spots, here is how they stacked up. While the last 2 definitely had their perks, the first CoffeeHouse was the clear winner for overall comfort, commute, and internet. It's easily the best one to go to out of all of them. I felt really cozy in this space, and it had an entire upstairs space where a bunch of other people were working as well from home, so it was super quiet like the whole time. It felt like I was at home almost, with them having like a whole living room in there. The staff was also super friendly, and the commute was also super close to my house, so as soon as I stopped work, I could go right to the gym. Even though I did have to drive a little bit farther to get to it, it is one of the best coffee shops I've ever been to in my entire life, and I've been a lot of places. So if you're looking for a coffee shop to work from home from, make sure it has good internet, good comfort, and a good commute for you. But let me know in the comments where I should go next so I can find all of you who work from home the best place to work for you. I will see you in the next video. Bye!